How's it going, guys? And I love this photo. Photo's awesome, isn't it? So you're probably going to be hearing some chewing and stuff like that because I'm eating this amazing gelato. It's caramel cookie crunch. It's really amazing. It's my favorite flavor. Although I did just have the blueberry one, the blueberry crumble the other day, and it was really good. Alright, so we have this image here. This beautiful young lady. It was a senior session. If you're wondering about the specs, it's right here. 1/50th of a second. 50 millimeters, 100 ISO, 3.2. Very nice bokeh. Nice tree. Really cool. She was really still. Let's get to the edit. I'm going to raise the temperature up. Just give her a little bit more color. I'm going to lower the exposure just a little. I want to keep the light on this right hand side going. A little bit of contrast, some clarity, really make everything more punchy. It's before and after. I'm going to lower the shadows just a bit, just to give her some more texture, details in her hair and her clothing. Bring the darks down just a little bit as well, just so it helps differentiate the foreground from this minuscule background. Highlights. It's a little tricky. I mean, we can give her more of her skin complexion and tone, or we can accentuate how bright the day was. Kind of like the light, just a little bit darker. I don't want to lose her face. Maybe even right there. Let's bring the whites down just a hair. Just a tiny bit of vibrance. Alright. About to take a bite. So good. First thing we're going to do is duplicate this layer. That way, if I mess up at all, I can easily go back. Always want to zoom in, just get a good look. Our skin isn't too bad, but let's clean it up. Get the spot healing brush. Just going to go around and just click away. Zoom in even further, that way we can see. Now, I've said it in another video, the spot healing brush isn't the best when it comes to keeping that skin texture detail. So I mainly just use it just to get rid of big stuff and just for accuracy. Now, the best form of accuracy is using a tablet, a drawing pad. But with the spot healing brush, I just use the mouse because I could just use the mouse to go over what I want and simply click. You can use the left bracket and right bracket, which is next to the enter button, a little bit above it, to increase and decrease the size of your brush. See, big, small. Just getting rid of these little defects in her hair right now. We got her rolling around in the dirt just to get interesting shots. So I can spend a long time just on her hair. I'm going to speed this part up. Because the main thing is you want to pay attention to detail, and I always say it, I'll say it time and time again, it's lots and lots of little things that add up. I don't mind flyaway hairs, but if it's really extreme, like right here, and if there's a flyaway hair, that's when I do use a tablet, just more accurate to just draw. But you got to be careful You don't want to mess up the bokeh. And if you do, that's when we pull out the patch tool. So you're good as new. Zoom out and look. Can fix this up. There. No, almost. Take this portion and bring it over. And this spot right here will fix. That's good. See that? Now that I got most of the bigger stuff away, we're just going to continue to use the patch tool. We're just circling and dragging. Here's another cool thing as well. So it's on destination. Well, I lied, it was on source. What source does is you click on the source into something. Now let's go over to destination. So drag over, and it's literally going to copy what you have. So what you can do is, if you like this particular spot, you can go over and put it where you'd like. I've never seen a YouTuber or tutorial maker do that. It can come in handy if you wanna, if you're not sure exactly what you want to drag, but you know what is nice healthy skin, so you can just take that healthy skin, see, and put it wherever. There's really no right way or wrong way, but why not have that option? But we're going to go back to source just to speed up the workflow. Fast forward time. Actually, ice cream time. So what I'm doing is getting rid of these lines. I mean, we all have them, but a lot of people, it just takes having a relaxed face. When you're caught up in the moment, you really don't pay attention to all those things. And yes, it is part of the photographer's job to do that, but I don't know. It's not a big deal. I'm fixing it now. And you don't have to be perfect unless you're doing some high-end fashion shoot or like a really professional model who has expectations. You don't have to be precise because this isn't commercial per se. This is just a little senior session. So having it extremely perfect makes it look artificial. We all have our flaws, so I don't have to hide every little thing. Don't like that. So a fast way to undo is literally pressing, if you're on Mac it's Command, but on Windows that I use, and you probably use too, Control, you press and hold Control, and then you also press and hold Alt. So press and hold Control and Alt, and then simply press Z. It'll undo. Here, if you click up here, you can actually see, well, that's actually to undo deselect, but if you look under here, step backwards, and then step forward is Shift Control Z, which I never go forward unless I'm actually doing something. All right. Now we're going to go back to the spot healing brush and simply go over these hairs. You zoom in. To zoom in kind of quick, you can also just hold control and press plus. Ice cream. So good. So the pros to using a Wacom tablet or whatever type of tablet you would like. Pressure sensitivity. So if I press and hold, see how thick this line is? Well, now look how thin it is. So based on how I press. So you can get really micro with it. But with the mouse, the circle is the circle for the most part. So I can even decrease this more, make it even smaller. But even let's say if it's large, with the right pressure, I can still make it thin. Kind of butchered our eyebrows a bit, but that's if we go back to the healing, or I'm sorry, the patch tool, we can fix it. Oops. So your eyebrows were kind of bushy, we'll just thin them out. It might seem like the lazy way, but let's see. Looks good to me. Now for symmetry, we'll remove some of the eyebrow over here. Don't be afraid to go over things too much, and if you really don't like it again, you can just undo it. Let me show you a few ways to undo. It looks good to me, but so you can either kill the whole layer, everything you've just done, you can undo, but you can also, since this is a separate layer, you can grab your eraser tool and erase over what you, oops, that's not the eraser tool. Erase over what you messed up on. Now the only thing about it, you see, it's technically gone, but then you can easily merge the layers and then you can reduplicate. So I'm going to merge them and then reduplicate and then do this properly. There we go. I also don't like eyelashes or eyebrows that are too like spread apart. So I go in and kind of reshape. Have to put this ice cream back in the freezer. It's so good though. So good. Chicken. Is it actually fix the skin? So the one thing I don't like about her makeup, and I know it's a makeup thing, this, and then this, and up here as well. So for that, it's going to be a little iffy. I'm about to clear it up now. I'm just going to clear it up like last or later. Here's this chin line too. And her skin isn't too bad. I've dealt with horrible, horrible skin that you never would have guessed. And due to the respect of the client, I won't even make tutorials on those clients. None of us are perfect or anything, but certain things just should not be put on public display. I mean, it's a photo. If you have to live like that during your everyday life, you come and go, that's fine. But when you're on YouTube and on a photo and stuff like that, it's better to just see the end result. Especially because it's something that can be fixed naturally. Alright, now we're going to fix these lines. Now there's a few things I'm going to do. I'm going to decrease the lines, but I'm going to do it in a way that is natural. Looks like I'm going to be eating this whole ice cream. I'm going to put it back in the freezer. Be right back. Alright, so I'm back now. So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to zoom in. Definitely use the spot healing brush for this. So go over, bring this light. Zoom lines. So to preserve the realism, we're simply just going to lower the opacity. So at 0%, it's kind of like nothing happened. So we'll do like 45%. So the lines are still there, but they're just not as visible. But they're still there. Now, since the whole entire layer is at 45%, we're just going to merge it again and reduplicate. Now for this part, go real big and just go over. Go new, it like works on this side but on this side. So back to the patch tool, zoom in, fix the texture. Then you have to blend it properly by going over the unblended areas. And that's basically good like that, but there's still a few little spots that I can make it look much more blended. See? Looks great, doesn't it? Not quite. There's this spot. There. See the improvement? Spot on her nose right here. Looks like a bump. Eyeball spot. I said eyeball spot. Eye spot right there. You want red so I can get. Just getting everything blended sometimes takes so long. That's where the tablet comes in handy. One thing I really see that I don't like, that. It really sticks out at you. And it's right there. If you really use the sliding brush. Fantastic. There. See how it's right there? I still see some. Can get annoying. But have patience. Pays off. This spot right there. There, fix that in one swoop. I don't like how this is much shorter. And that reminds me, I do have to fix this because it does look kind of weird. But this needs to be a little shorter. Just gonna get rid of a corner, and then right there. Don't want to damage this texture. So close. Got it. Oh, one more spot. I know when I say one more, it's only like 30, but it's just because I see more. There. Now here's the fun part. Let's make her hair grow. Push that shoulder down. A little longer. That ought to do it. That does it. Now let's go to the eyes. Make them a little bigger. Let's reshape them just a little bit. Her nose a little smaller, more of a smile. His lips a little bigger. Mouth a little bit closer. Yep. That's good. Now with these eyebrows, thin them out here. Make her lashes a little longer. Got it. Big improvement, huh? Let's dodge and burn a little bit. Actually, not yet. We're going to merge, duplicate. Now what I like to do, I'm going to grab some vibrance. Just brighten everything up. The only thing, let me say something. Alright, so it's for the whole image. Thinking I want to bring this up and above. It's a little weird. Alright, I see what I'm going to do. Go into... That doesn't work. because I don't want her face to get too bright. I think I like that anyway, so I don't need this. Just added some color, but kept her face like that. And then I'm gonna add a curves layer. Doesn't work. That much percent's good. Merge. Duplicate. It's time to add some highlights. I'm gonna highlight just the pupils. Let me see. No, we'll add some shadow. Yes. Making the darker parts of her hair darker. Darken her eyebrows. Missed the spot right there. That's okay, I'll brighten it up in a bit. These eyelashes. To get under her, get her nostril right there. looks good. It's got to fix right there. And that's why the healing brush sucks. Hope you liked that tutorial, guys.